And hello, welcome to solo playthroughs. Oh, I got the three cameras up. Let's just do the two cameras for a second. What's up? How's everyone doing on this beautiful Friday? Well, at least it's beautiful where I am. I hope it's equally so where you are. Alfred Wallace, what's up, sir? Huzzah! I'm finally off work sick again, so I can catch a live stream. Hey, Alfred, I think it was you who brought it up. I actually just picked up the Lost Expedition, so I am excited about that. I'm not going to actually get it in hand for a while. Obviously, I'm going away, but definitely something for the future. These like cheaper, older card game things, I'm starting to really like. I mean, they're just changes of pace. Never going to be my favorite games, but I'm excited, especially after like Friday and the Bloody Inn. Just really went so well for me. Just like personally, just really like them. So I feel like Lost Expedition seems like it'll fit more in that genre. Got the expansion too, so we'll hopefully have that on the channel soon. ID Chester, hello there, sir. I just got to work and now I get to watch a live stream. Nice, no work today. Excellent. And he's late. I bet he broke it again. Yeah, I'm also just tired, man. Which is good. But yeah, 5 live streams in 5 days is a lot. And had some friends here late last night and just got a lot going on and trying to pack and a bunch of emails and travel. So I'm like going in 7 different directions this morning. But I have just learned that the third camera is great, but my computer, yeah, it just doesn't like it. So fortunately, we have this backup camera with my computer. It seems like my computer's like, you can load stuff into the 7 extra ports that you added, but we're only going to allow you to actually get access to 4 at a time or 3 at a time, whatever it is. So I'm going to have to see if I can figure out why it works occasionally, but for the most part, the last few weeks, it has been like, nope. And I could play with it and try to get it working, but it never seems, it's like all trial and error every time. So it took me a couple of minutes to kind of get things resorted today to get back to this Acer camera, or the camera that's on my computer, as opposed to having the nicer C920. And then Alfred said to get the forbidden 4th camera. Yeah, that's after the 3rd camera. I am very happy with the 3rd camera, but yeah, the 4th camera is not going to happen. ID Jester, I have 3 cameras on my live streams. I never had a problem. Not sure what he's doing wrong. What is messing everything up? Yeah, I just don't know. It's a tech thing, man. I'm just not a tech guy, so. I mean, it works sometimes, and then it seems like rather arbitrarily it doesn't. So I don't know if I should try a different splitter, because I needed a USB splitter to try to do this. So what it is like, so it's funny, if I have like the 3 cameras hooked up to my computer, they'll work. But once I add the headset and the 3 cameras, one of those 4 things is not going to work. So I don't, and I only have 3 USB ports in the computer when I bought it. So I bought a splitter to kind of add more. So I think the next computer, obviously where technology is going, hopefully it will just have more than just 3 USB ports, and that should really take care of the issue. Alfred Wallace, it's alive. And Alfred Wallace says, yeah, Lost Expedition can fit in that genre nicely. Excellent. ID Jester, I told you to get rid of OBS, but you won't listen to me. I think it's my computer, dude. I don't even think it's OBS. I really don't. I mean, I blame OBS for a lot. Actually, speaking of OBS, because OBS has started this thing where they keep turning autofocus back on me, and I don't want autofocus. Yes, stop that. All right. Thank you for reminding me of the the perils of OBS. Yeah, autofocus gets really annoying. That was on a live stream a couple days ago, and I wasn't even realizing it was happening, and someone pointed it out late in my Uprising video. So yeah, autofocus is off, so we won't have any of those pesky problems. But yeah, I don't think this particular problem is an OBS problem. I used to get these alerts on my computer being like, don't have enough something to make that work, whatever, and then I stopped getting those alerts, and now they just doesn't It just doesn't feed me from all 4 USBs. So if someone knows how to make sure my computer always reads from 4 USBs simultaneously, that would be awesome. Alfred Wallace, regarding game purchase inspirations, I recently bought a set of Space Empires and all the expansions. Fun afternoon of punching and sorting. Oh yeah, dude. I don't know if I can get that on the channel again until I get some 3D trays. There's like Thingiverse or whatever has some really nice like 3D printable trays. I don't have a 3D printer. I have a couple of friends that do. I need a better system to sort. The base game alone, I was fine. I kind of made that work. But once I've added close encounters, I mean, there's just too many little chits everywhere, and I can't see how this is going to be worth the time until I get a better organizational thing. I think GMT actually sells some trays. I might just pick up a few of those because I really need to have a better system in place before I start diving into close encounters more. ID Jester, ID 1980 called and they want their computer back. Only 3 USBs. Ouch. I mean, you would think that this is from 1980s. I bought this, I don't know, early last year. But like, I mean, I went hardcore on I mean, it's a nice like gaming laptop for like video gamers and stuff. So I have like all the memory and stuff, but some reason I'm having a hardware issue with the USBs. But again, I probably sound like an ignoramus when I talk about computer stuff too much. But yeah, it's a nice computer for everything else. I've never had a problem with streaming or connections or any of that. Otherwise, it's just again, there's something going on with the USB memory. So this too shall pass. There are worse problems to have. My last computer, I used to stream on a piece of garbage that was probably from the 1980s, and that was crazy. I still can't believe I streamed on that for as long as I did. Alpha Ross, I have a set of plastic bead sorter trays that fit each power perfectly with a little space over it. That is an idea. You might have to send me a link over on Patreon, Alfred, or if you found it, you put it in the chat here. I'm very, very curious because yeah, it's not a workable thing what I do. Close Encounters adds so many more chits, and then Replicators adds a ton of chits. Yeah, it's absolutely nuts. How many different uh, building powers, I mean, ships you have, and there's like all the things that it comes in with Close Encounters. It's really, really nuts. Cool. Got a text. That's good. Everything checks out. Now here we go. Spirit Island. I don't know if this is even possible. Again, 5 live streams in 5 days does mean that each live stream I've done a less press time than I normally do. But even with Spirit Island lately, I usually do like 1, 2, maybe 3 games, and then I'm just ready to go. This one I did 1. It did not go that well. Gave me some ideas though. I'm excited to try. I do think I need to lean into a major power strategy with our boy Shadows over here to kind of give this a chance. But it's rough, man. That additional loss condition from France, that the town limitation is your biggest problem because you are not killing a lot of towns. I mean, it just is what it is. So I think if I can try to take advantage of the cities on Shroud's board. Hold on one sec. Yeah, if I can have Shroud, make sure that he's got injured cities, and you can try to start lessening our town supply, and really kind of anticipate that slave rebellion card. We're gonna have a chance, but it's always for me. France is like, oh, we're going along fine, everything's good. Slave rebellion card comes out, everything feels fine, and then you hit those level 2 cards with the escalations, and everything just goes to crap because it's just like the number of towns, the number of builds, or you get a event card that's like add 1 extra explorer in addition to the 2 explorers you're already adding. It's just really just kind of get really, really batty. Finding a way to trigger Shroud's innate level 2 would be good, just to kind of destroy more explorers. You're adding extra explorers with the level 6ness. I mean, there's just a whole bunch of badness that happens. Shroud does have that card that does 1 damage to each invader. That can be really helpful. But this is going to be an interesting puzzle. So I'm not overconfident going in. I think we can get a show out of this, but I don't know if this is going to end up victoriously. is what I should say. All right. Whoa, lots of comments. I use the GMT strays for Space Empires, but 8 trays introduces its own logistical issues. 8 trays, dear God. Ordered some cube from me trays for other games, and we'll see how they work. Thank you, Jonathan. Let me know. I digested your Spirit Island. Really helped me learn the game. It's been awesome, and now I'm ready to progress past the base spirits and try something harder. Yeah, man. It's this is a playground, man. This is not an open world game, but I feel like the number of choices you have and how you want to play with it between the scenarios, the 24 spirits that exist right now, the thematic boards. I mean, true solo, multi-handed. I mean, there are infinite permutations of ways that you can set this game up. You know, the different adversaries, all the different levels, and I think the scalability is my favorite thing. My favorite games always have scalability, right, to some level, right? And I think you know, well, I guess my 2 favorite games, right? I mean, Mage Knight is infinite scalability. Spirit Island is pretty much infinite scalability. Especially you can start combining adversaries. You know, there's always a level that no matter how good you get, you can play at a level that you're never gonna win at, and that's just the way it is. But yeah, Shadows versus France 6 sounds rough. Amorphous shadows. There will be a lot of presence moving around our beautiful island here today, and that's gonna be cool. So I'm gonna get the island boards picked. I rolled a 6, so we have board F. It means I cannot pair with board D. Oh, threaten me with a good time. Not upset about that. Rolling again. We got A. We are we are ready to play Spirit Island. I don't know. I'm trying to get an AF joke in there, and my brain is like, nope, no jokes. The inn is empty. The cupboards are bare, kids. Somebody make a better AF joke than me, because mine was very bad. I would throw tomatoes at myself. I do have the town supply for France on the screen over there, so we can kind of track that together. And then obviously I have the level 6 France card over here. Bam, 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 and done. Let me get the Dahan on the board. So the Sands Dahan are in land 1 on board F. We have the Mountain Dahan on land 6. We have the Jungle Dahan in 5 and the Wetlands Dahan in 3. We're going to get a disease in 2. The Beast is going to be the lowest the lowest numbered land without a pre-printed setup icon. That is over there in 7. We get a town in 1, a town in 8, and a town of the highest numbered land without a town. That is also 7. We are going to have a blight. Where did I put the blight? The blight's over here in 4. And we have a city in 2. Oh, I've been taking the towns out of the wrong thing because I'm cheating. I'm absolutely cheating. I'm going to have to do something to cover this up because I'm going to do that again. What do I want to put? I will put an ocean card over you. Towns, stay out of my game. I only get 14 of them. Do I have any stragglers over here? I have 1, 2 that are hanging in with my little explorers here. Done. So there should be 11 left on there, which is correct. Shroud starting presence. He's going to have 1 in the highest numbered wetland, 1 in the highest numbered jungle. That gets him nice and central. And that is it. We'll set up his board, go through his special rules. Special rule, gather power from the cool and the dark. Once per turn, when you gain a power card without a fire, gain 1 energy. Now, Shroud, I have done some cool things with Shroud off camera. Shroud has not ever come together for me on camera. I've some pretty epic quick losses with him. Just the way it works. But off camera, like I've really grown to like him. I like the puzzle. He can really be super awesome. He can be really super terrible, depending on if those fear cards cooperate and depending on what the events are in any particular game. He really likes moon, he really likes air, and he really likes water. I have this little token there for when I unlock the move on presence, and I do want to get a token reminder to indicate what growth option I chose, so I'll put that there. Mist, shift, and flow. When targeting a land with a power, you may gather 1 of your presence into the target land or an adjacent land. This can enable you to meet range and targeting requirements. And then slow and silent death. Invaders and Dahan in your lands do not heal during time passes, you get 1 fear, max 5 per land of yours with damaged invaders, and gain 1 energy per 3 lands of yours with damaged invaders. Fantastic. Shadows, flipping him over. Oh, no, don't flip him over yet. Let's get his presence on the board. We got 3 presents on the starting board. It's going to be 2 in the highest number jungle. Gets me all the way over here in land 8, and then 1 in land number 5. I'll kind of go through his special rules and then set up his board. So, again, special rules. Nope, we're playing with an aspect. So we've been playing with a lot of shadows lately. But again, I'm trying to get through all the aspect cards. We are slowly working our way through the aspects. The last 3 scenarios I have not done yet. I have not done the Great River yet. I have not done Blitz yet. And I have not done, I don't know, one more. And then there's like that weird one where like it doesn't really change the gameplay, but it's you can't talk or whatever. That's like kind of not my thing. It doesn't really make much sense for me to do that. I can't talk to myself. It'd be a really boring live stream. Or some people might be like, I'm so tired of your voice. That would be the greatest live stream ever. You know, I would have a hard time disagreeing with you. So we have moon, fire, and air for shadows, because it's still going to be the same innate power, but what is his new special rule? Amorphous increases the complexity, replaces special rules. Shadows of the Dahan. Shadows partake of amorphous space. During each fast phase, you may move 1 of your presence to an adjacent land or to a land with Dahan anywhere on the island. And during each slow phase, you may move 1 of your presence to an adjacent land with Dahan anywhere on the island. Super, super exciting. And I have these 2 things that I'm going to use to indicate when I've used that. The orange will be for the fast phase, the purple will be for the slow phase, and then I'll take out this to indicate what growth option he uses. Setting up his board, he's going to have a Dahan in the wetlands, 2 Dahan in the jungle, a Dahan in the mountains, and then 2 Dahan in the sands. We're going to have a blight in land number 4. We're going to have a city in 2, a disease in 2, a beast in the lowest number land without a prepared set icon. That is 1. And we need 2 more or 3 towns here. So we're going to need a town in 1, a town in 8, and then a town in 7. Fantastic. I'm going to shuffle up the events. Let me move shadows out of the way to give me a shuffling surface. A shuffling surface. Plastic trade link set through Patreon. Thank you, Alfred. The playthrough would be hard. Hey, thank you, Steven. Oh, Steven's there to correct my math, which is often wrong, and to give me AF jokes. Just throw AF into the title. These shadows sure are Misty AF. That will do. That will do. All right. Woo. I'm going to put these events over here. And, uh-oh. Did I put the France card in there? I did, because I'm a doofus. There we go. Slave Rebellion card. Found it! It's like, there's something missing. What is missing? So we're going to take this, take 2, and then I'm going to take the top 3 cards off the top of the deck, put Slave Rebellion card there, and that will go there. Cool. We are going to have to shuffle up the Fear deck. The Fear deck is 4/5/5, or the Fear breakdown. The Fear card breakdown for the game for level 6 is going to be 4/5/5. So we have 4, 2, 3, 4, 5, and 3, 4, 5. So 4 is pretty nice. We should be able to get into Terror level 2 relatively quick with these spirits. Yeah, I do think the most realistic victory here, like if we're controlling the game state enough, I think the most realistic victory here is going to be a Fear victory. The question is, can we get there before France gets 14 towns on the board? And there was something satisfying about Fear victories against France because of that special loss condition. Like, you know, it's sometimes you win Fear victory against England, and it's like there's 70 towns on the board. I mean, I think I won. I mean, you had a little bit of a limit, right? Because you can only have 6 in each individual land, but that means you can still get 6 times 12. I mean, 72 different structures on the board, and and have a win. And I've definitely had games where I had 40 or 50 structures on the board, and it's like, oh, Fear victory, and you're like, Why? Why would they ever leave this island? They're so established. But I think France, you're gonna have less of that happening because again, you're limited just to 14 tens. So we're gonna roll that die. I got a 15, so that's gonna be our healthy island / blighted island card. I'm gonna put 5 blight on that, 4 because the card said so, and 1 because we all know it. Eric Royce loves you. That's right. Eric Royce loves you. You love Eric Royce. I don't know. Somebody's got the Barney theme song stuck in their head for the rest of the week, and you have me to thank for it. Do. This goes there. All right, gonna go here. I'm gonna shuffle up the stage 3 cards for the invaders. Rolling a die. I rolled a 6. That card's out. These stage 2 cards. That's a 3. That card's out. And then last but not least, the stage 1 cards. That is a 1. Bottom card's out. All right. Initial Explore is going to be into jungles. So those France rules do not apply in setup. So it's going to be 1 Explorer in each land. Oof, that's going to be interesting. I'm going to shuffle up the major and minor power deck, and then we can talk through France. So what are the France levels? Again, additional loss condition. Before setup, we put... Oh, did I do it again? No, I didn't. Yeah, there's 8 over there. You only have 14. You have 7 towns in play per player. If you ever need to place an additional town, so the 15th town in a 2-player game, you would lose. The stage 2 escalation. After exploring on each board, pick a land of the shown terrain. If it has a city or town, add a blight. Otherwise, add a town. The terror levels, they are all, again, they stack. This is cumulative. The frontier explorers, after invaders successfully explore into a land with no cities or towns, add an extra explorer. Slave labor, we put the slave rebellion card under the top 3 cards of the event deck. After the invaders build in a land with 2 or more explorers, we place all but 1 explorer there with an equal number of towns. Early plantations, during setup on each board, add a town to the highest number of land without a town, and add 1 town to number 3. So that, number 1. It's like 3, just, a little bit less. So that is terror. We've done the first 3 levels. Level 4, triangle trade. Whenever invaders build a coastal city, add a town to an adjacent land with the fewest towns. I used to forget that rule all the time, not so much anymore, but I guarantee I'm going to, somehow relapse and forget that multiple times in this playthrough. Level 5, slow healing ecosystem. When you remove blight from the land, put it here instead of onto the blight card. As soon as you have 3 blight per player on this card, put it all back on the blight card. So we need to remove 6 blight before we get any back on the blighted island card. That's not great. So we'll see. Definitely not hoping for a lot of blight removal powers here because it's not going to do much good. We really are going to need to be more preventative than that. And then level 6, persistent explorers. After resolving an explore card on each board, add a explorer to a land without any, and then fear card effects never remove explorers. They can replace explorers, they can destroy explorers, but they never remove explorers. If one would, you may instead push that explorer. So that will go there, and this goes here. Everything is shuffled. Shadows is like, wow, that was a weird little trip. But he's back now. It's very exciting. We have my reminder tokens, this, France, there. Donskis, everything's good to go, kids. Let me take a quick break here. That's correct. My daily nasal revolt. Alexander says, hi there. Zach says, howdy. Howdy, sir. And Saget, what's up, Saget? Man, I was talking about you the other day. Dersu. Oh yeah, Dersu and I did we were gonna do a live stream. So Warlord Drake, he's also the designer of Return of Apocalypse. We were doing we were gonna do a live stream of his scenario. 'Cause he's trying to work out some co-op rules on that, and then we ended up just having to record it. So I think he's gonna upload that at some point. But I definitely pulled a Manticore at a key spot. You would have been proud, um, or you'd have been excited. I mean, proud of the Manticore is probably what I meant to say. FYI, I'm in the 4-game Maze Knight losing streak. We'll need to fix that tonight. I never lose at Maze Knight. Except for my 4-game. I think I had what was a 4-game losing streak live, right? That was pretty funny. Alfred, we're certainly not losing yet. I mean, we kind of are, right? I mean, it's Spirit Island. It's like you're losing until you're not, and then it's like, oh, okay, we can actually pull that victory here. And Ed Pex, hello, sir. Smiley face, hello to you as well. Let's do some stuff. We're gonna go over there and I don't know. Try not to get crushed. So what do we have? We have that city. This is gonna build the town. That's gonna build the town. That's gonna build the city. Uh, yeah, probably. I have some ideas. I'm worried about that sacred site. It's super vulnerable. If I could gather everything in there, that'd be good. I might want to have shadows start messing with this land over here. That could definitely work. So I'm gonna do growth option 2 with shadows. And I think one idea is I just try to run, like, kind of split the boards differently just based on where starting presence is. That always gets a little bit like tricky in my head, but it might be a smarter way to go about this. So if I put 2, so range 0, so I can actually I can just make 2 sacred sites. That's probably best. So I can put 1 there, 1 there. So I do growth option B. I get 1 energy from the presence track, and I pick 2 card plays. I'll pick my card plays in about in a second. Let me figure out what I'm doing with shadows. Shadows, I'm doing growth option 3. I'm going to add a presence within 3 of where I have presence. I'm going to get 3 energy from that. Actually, let me take the ones I'm going to need to change anyway. One thing I don't love, I'm going to have to get to do what I want to do in 8, I'm going to have to get a lot of Dahan in there, and then hopefully I'll be able to get them back into more relevant areas of the board pretty quick. And the other thing too is, like, gathering Dahan in there, I'm not going to get the fear from Favors Called Due. But it should be okay. If I do that, I could shrink that. All right, I have ideas about what I want to do there. Yeah, I have a way I could potentially clear out a lot of sources in Shadow's board. So I think that's a good start. The question is, where the heck do I put my presence? If I put this presence here, oh, that's an idea. Nah, I want to clear out that. I want to clear out 8, and I have a way to do it. So, shoot, if I shrink that, that'll be good. Favors Called Due. Yeah, there's no great place for this presence. I could just get it all the way out over here. Which I kind of don't hate. Sacred Site. Oh, that stinks. I could gather it into there. Try to get, if I can prevent this Explorer, that'd be pretty strong. I think that's the play. That's going to probably blight no matter what I do, so I'm fine with that. Let me put a presence there, and I'm going to take advantage of Amorphous. So we're going to pick my cards. With Shroud, I'm going to take... Nope. Maybe. Yeah, I'm going to take Flowing and Silent Forms. Flowing and Silent Forms Dart by. Again, it's one of their base cards. 2 fear if invaders or presence. We're at range 0. When presence in target land would be destroyed, its owner may, if possible, is to push that presence. You may gather one presence or a sacred site of another spirit with their permission. The fog closes in, cost 1. For each adjacent land with your presence, 1 damage to a different invader, and then push 2 towns. I have the element check. I have 1, 2 air. I have 1, 2 moon. I have 1, 2 air, and I have 1, 2 water. That's going to give me the first level of Suffocating Shroud, as well as the first level of Lost in a Swirling Haze. Done. I'm going to pick my cards with can't speak right now. Shadows. Shadows going to take nope. Lied. Shroud's going to take Crop, Wither, and Fade, and is going to take Favors Called Dew. That's going to cost me 2. I'm going to do an element check. I have 2 air, and I have 1 fire. That's going to give me the first level of Darkness Swallows the Unwary. We go to fast actions. I'm going to use my Amorphous ability to move this presence. I could do that. No. If I went here, I like that better. I definitely like that better. So 1, 2, 3. I had the range to get there, and then I'm going to use the Amorphous ability to put this either to an adjacent land or a land with Dahan anywhere on the board. So I'm just going to go over here. And if I'm doing that, actually, let me move this presence here. So when I place the presence there, that way I'm just going to basically split these in 2. Shadows takes the bottom, and Shroud takes the top. I think that just will work better with the way the cards came out. We are going to... Yeah, so I did Amorphous. Now Darkness Swallows the Unwary. I'm going to gather 1 Explorer. I could target a land within 1 of where I have a sacred site. Actually, let me put this Explorer here. I think that'll make more sense. So I targeted land 2, gathered the Explorer into 2. 2 is going to go to crap for a second. I'm absolutely fine with that. And that will work. So that power is done. I have no other fast powers with shadows. Shroud is going to target land 8. But before I do that, I'm just going to shift that over there. 2 fear if invaders are present. Invaders are present, so there's 2 fear. And I'm going to do that. 1 damage to a different invader. Yeah, that should work. If I can get him just kind of doing his little fear generation machine all the way across the top, that could be an interesting strategy. I like having him in 8 because then I could damage that and start generating fear off of that little town there. All right, so again, I use Mist, Shift, and Flow. I targeted land 8. I can shift ahead of time to meet the targeting restrictions and then make it work that way. We go to the Invader phase. There is no Blighted Island effect. We're going to flip over the top event card. Again, we do not carry it out. It is Thriving Trade. That would have been bad. And now we go to the event, the Invader steps. The Invaders are going to build. They're building in jungles. So we get a town here. We get a city here. That takes care of board A. And then F, we have a disease that comes off of land 2. And nothing's left to build in land 5. We're going to go to the Explore step. Explore step is into mountains. I get 2 explorers in land 6. 1 explorer in land 1, because there's already a town there. 2 explorers in land 4. And 2 explorers in land 6. All right, so we put 7 explorers out, which is bad. After the explorer card, I have to add an explorer to a land that doesn't have any. Well, there are no explorers in land 1, so I'm going to put 1 there. And there are no explorers in land 2 over here, so I'll just put 1 there. That works. Invader cards advance. That's a lot of explorers, kids. And that is fine. Uh, oh boy. All right. I'm going to. Okay. I'm going to. Use suffocating shroud. I'm going to do 1 damage here. And I could shift this presence here. All right, so that's my innate power over here. I'm going to do the fog closes in. I'm going to move this to an adjacent land. I'm going to target land 4 for each land with your presence. Each adjacent land with that presence, 1 damage to a different invader. Let me just wipe out these 2 explorers. So I just don't have to worry about that build. There was a lot of nastiness about to happen. And I'm going to then do Lost in a Swirling Haze. I can push an explorer. I push a Dahan. I will target 1 away. This Dahan's not doing much useful. Neither is this one for that matter. I do want to try to clump them. Let me just push up to 1 Dahan. Oh, I have to have presence in the land where I'm pushing. Yeah, not that interested. Actually, let me get a sacred site in here. Fine, great. I'll do this. And I will not push. Oh, push up to. So I can ignore that. I could just push 0 to Han, and I'll just do that. That, I think, will do the job. We're going to go over here to Shadows. Shadows is going to do favors called do. It's going to gather up to 4 Dahan. We're just gathering 3. Invaders are present, but I will not have more Dahan than there are invaders. So I unfortunately will not get the 3 fear out of that. And then crops wither and phase. I'm going to do Amorphous. I'm going to put a presence there. And then I'm going to generate 2 fear off the top. And I'm going to shrink this town into an explorer. Now, these 2 explorers are a problem. These 2 explorers are a problem. This builds a city. It's going to add a town somewhere. Maybe we'll get lucky with something activating the beasts. But ultimately, I think that's about best case scenario for turn 1. All right. Time passes. When time passes, I only have 1 injured town in a land with Shroud, which isn't amazing, but it's going to have to do. I get 1 fear out of that. That town does not heal. Nothing else has to heal. This energy is going to go over here. These 2 cards are out. These 2 cards are out. We go to, already? Dear God. These guys usually don't pop up until super later. So I'm going to report. Pornography, report. Okay, and then hide user on the channel. Go away. Excellent. Hopefully that stays hidden. Amazing. That hasn't happened in a long time. So, one of those days. We are going to go to growth. So I'm going to get these dice over here. And let's figure something out. I'm tempted to blitz top track. I only do 1 card play for Shroud here. Get more presence on the board. Up to 3 damage. Invaders not participate. I'd have 0. Which is 0 of my innates, which is a problem. It's the only downside of doing that. Yeah, the fact that dissolving vapors cost 2 is always a thing with Shroud. That just makes him a little bit harder to navigate these first couple of turns, because I hate doing like the gaining a card thing, and I don't have like my presence cleared off enough. Nerving Paul. If I get 2 0-cost cards in a row, then I could potentially do 2 card plays the next 2 turns and hold off on the reclaim. All right, let me do growth option 3. I'm always tempted to do 2, but I really want to trigger one of my innates. The problem is, if I'm going to do that, I'm going to very much need a card with an air, because I know I'm playing Unnerving Pal. But again, the more things I target, the more I can move my presence around. The more I can move my presence around, the better. I know I'm getting 1 energy from here. So when I gain a power card, the question is, can I get a 0-cost card that goes well with Unnerving Paul? And I can add 1 presence. So that's going to give me a water. Right, that's why all I need is the air. And remember, I do get an energy if I take a card that doesn't have a fire. So I'm going to put this presence on the board somewhere. I just don't know where yet. And what cards do I have options to? So I have Scream Disease into the Wind. Oh, hello. That's kind of the perfect card. Yes. That's a really nice card. Call to Bloodshed, no, it has a fire, and energy is that tight. Renewing Boon, heck no. And Devouring Ants. Alright, Scream Disease into the Wind for the win. It should be Scream Disease into the win instead of the wind. Yes, the puns are going to roll, kids. So I'm going to get an energy from that, and these are my 2 card plays. I'm going to do an element check. It's 1, 2, 2. 1, 2, 2. I'm going to put a disease on this card to make sure I remember to use this. And I have to put a presence on the board. It has to go in a mountain or a wetland. Well, let's continue my march up Shadows Coast here. Let's go to Shadows. Shadows, I think I just absolutely spam growth option 3, and then maybe start getting majors as soon as next turn. Because I like majors. And the one argument is I get a minor just so I can have the card to throw away for a major, but reality is, I can drop one of these cards if I needed to. So yeah, I'm going to spam growth option 3 to try to get a major next turn. I'm going to get 3 energy. Oh, sorry. I'm going to do the top track, not bottom. I'm doing majors. I'm pretty much limiting myself to less card plays. So what I really want to do is get up to here. So I'm getting 3 energy a turn. And then I can worry about getting up to 3 card plays and hopefully have some nice combinations. So I'm going to get 3 energy from the growth, 1 from the presence. I have 2 card plays. I'm playing my last 2 cards. That's going to be Mantle of Dread and Concealing Shadows. Actually, let me make that back to a 3, and that's going to be good. I have 2 air, 1 fire, and 2. I'm sorry, 2 moon. I don't know why I keep calling moon air. They're not the same, Greg. So 2 moon, 1 fire, and 1 air, or 2 air, and that's going to be growth option or innate power level 1 again. I can put this presence on the board with in range 3, and that's going to blight. Growth. That's gonna be bad. I'm gonna put it. Uh, eh. Use Amorphous to take care of that. Let me get more presence over here on Shroud's board. I'll put it in land 5. All right, let's go to fast. Ooh. Oh, that's interesting. I'm wondering if I can use Scream Disease into the wind on either one of the 6s. This is level 1. Level 1 of both innates. I think there's a play here. I'm just not seeing it. I'm just not seeing it. So I know I'm going to use Mantle of Dread to push a town and explorer out of one of these. Presumably that'll be the same one. That I gather an explorer out of. I could do that. Oh, that's interesting. Let me put this here. There's some benefits. All right, Amorphous. We're going to go to fast powers. I'm going to use this to move one of my presents to another, either adjacent land or a land with Dahan. There's still a Dahan in 2. That's now a sacred site. I'm going to do Scream Disease into the wind. Target spirit gets +1 with all their powers. Once this turn, after spirit uses a power targeting a land, they may add a disease to that land. That's fine. Now, so I have to target shadows with that. I'm going to target. It's a power. It could be an innate power or a power card. I'm going to target land 1 with Darkness Swallows the Unwary. I'm putting the disease here. That's going to prevent a city from being built, and since it's not a successful build, we will not have to add a town into the adjacent land. And then I'm targeting the land with Darkness Swallows the Unwary. Get 1 away from where I have a sacred site. I'm gathering this explorer into here. That's super nice. Oh, before I did that, again, at the beginning of the fast power phase, concealing shadows, I would have had to do that because of range 0. So that presence was there before I moved it there with Amorphous. Concealing shadows, so 1 fear off the top, which I took. Dahan, take no damage from ravaging invaders this turn. So again, that is that's a thing I set up that's going to be existence for the rest of the round. So that just happens, even though the presence moved, which is fine. There are some exceptions to that rule, like we'll see with Unnerving Paul in 1 second. I'm going to use Unnerving Paul. I'm not gonna move a presence as part of the Mist, Shift, and Flow. I'm going to generate 1 fear off the top, and then defend 1 per presence I have in target land, which means I have defend 2 here in land 3. Right, so there's 2 options with a Nerving Paw. It's 1 fear up to 3 damage. Invaders do not participate, but if they don't participate, they also don't take damage. And then, or 1 fear, defend 1 per presence you have in target land when the power is used. So if I move one of these presents out, it's now just defend 1 instead of elsewhere. So I have to, like, when the power is used, that presence does need to be there. If it didn't say that, it would be, oh, defend 2. The defend 2 remains even if I leave out of there. Gabriel Mayos, Shroud's 2 energy card is basically locked into the late game. Scream Disease into the Wind also bears the distinction of being the most metal card in the game. Says Gabriel. I'm not a metal guy, but yes, I've heard enough heavy metal band names in my life to yes, that's very funny. Whoo! I mean, it's only round 2, right? I don't think I'm gonna run this back if this goes poorly. My head's already like, what am I doing to myself, man? But oh, the brain burn. The brain burn is good. That's a perfect card. I think that will go well for me, but we'll see. So I get a disease there, nothing there, build there. That's gonna build 2 towns. I'll have to deal with it, but I should be able to get everything out of land 6. Well, oh. That's not gonna work. I'm gonna have to put this instead of putting it there, I'd have to put this here because I have no other way of getting presence into land 6. So I added the presence there, and then I did Amorphous into the where the Dahan was. Instead, I added the presence here, and then I used Amorphous to go to an adjacent land. That still allows me to target land 1, so everything else is the same. Whew. Okay, here we go. Easy game. So event card, because you go to invader phase, there's no blooded on the card. The first event of the game is yeah, probably I gotta get better at toggling. You guys can see how much fear is down here. So I'll just try to put this on the banner from now on. So yeah, 7 fear generated. We're missing 1. So the event card is if we are on stage 1, which we are, 1 fear per present that has at least 1 sacred site. So that's 1 fear for a spirit that has at least 1 sacred site. And then after advancing invader cards, add 1 explorer to each land with a sacred site. Oh. Oh, that's so stupid. Okay, because we need a way for France to get more explorers on the board. But we do get 2 fear, so 1 that gives me a power card. Let me get back to the both cameras here. I should just toggle back after I pick my powers. So that's 1 fear, remainder 1. Because I had 7, so I got 2 more. Because I have a sacred site with both spirits. I wish it was 1 fear per sacred site. Because then I get even another fear. Oh, that's sick. Beast attack. 2 damage per beast, so that kills that town. 1 fear. Attempt. Yeah, I guess I killed the town. But wow. And the beast goes away. Remove any tokens that destroy a city or a town. I mean, part of me is very tempted to just kill the Dahan and then injure the town. But that might be silly. Especially with the town limitations. I have a disease there, which is gonna prevent. It's gonna just leave 2 explorers, and man, when that explorers can add a bunch more explorers. But the disease will be gone too. I mean, if I just injure it, then I could kind of use this and I could get some energy for Shroud. But then, of course, I'm going to be in a place where they're going to be ravaging 3 next turn. I think that's still better with Shroud. I only have 1. That way, yeah, I can get an energy. I'll generate 3 fear. It's a little gambly, but I like it. So I'm going to do 1 damage to the town and kill the explorer. And that way the beast also stays on the board. Coming of Age, added the Han to a mountain or sands with the Han on each board. I do not have any mountains or sands with the Han on Shadow's board. I have both a mountain and sands with the Han on Shroud's board, which is, you know, they're kind of intermingled a lot more than normal. So I'll put a 3rd Dahan here. That will be good. And that's that. So not the worst event by any means. We should have generated a fear card. I was like, where's my fear card? Yeah, there's only 4 in stage Terror level 1. So there's 3 left after this. So the fear card, Theological Strife. Each player adds a strife in a land with presence. That could be very good. And it could be anybody's presence. It doesn't have to be 1 for shadows, 1 for shrouds. So I'm going to put a strife on that town. Slave Rebellion's coming up soon. That's all going to be wiped out. I can put a strife on this city. All right. Ravage Steps. We're ravaging on land 8. Remember, the Dahan there don't take damage. They retaliate. The Blight does go on the board, but I have no presence there anymore, which is great. I mean, that's the Amorphous Shadows, like, really makes Concealing Shadows a lot better, because now you can have a way to set that up and then get your presence out of there. It's really nice. So these guys are all dead. So that's 3 fear. So we have 5 in the generated and 3 left in the fear pool. We are ravaging here. I'm defended 2. That injures the Han. Now remember that the Han will not heal, which is a problem, but we'll work it out. And then we have, they all retaliate. They kill these guys. So that's 1 fear. So we're 6 in the generated. We're ravaging here. That's just the Blight. And nothing to ravage in land 5. We're building. We're building a town here in land 6. The disease comes off land 1. We're building a town in 6. This explorer goes away. We get another town. And there's nothing to build in 4. Explore step. We're exploring to wetlands. We have this event that's in play. That's a lot of explorers. Wolf, crushing it on the explorers, man. So we get 1 explorer here. There is a disease there, which is good. We get 2 explorers in 5. 2 explorers in 3. And 2 explorers in 7. Invader cards. After that, we have to add a explorer to each sacred site. So 1, 2, and 3. And then we have to add an explorer to a land. Well, after cards have added. So first of all, we should have added an explorer because of level 6 to a land that doesn't have explorers. I'll add 1 to 8 on this board, and I would add 1 to. I'm running out of lands here. I got to add it to 4. Oh, that there would have been none in 3. So I'll add it to 3. And then, because it's a sacred site, after the cards advance, we add another one. That's bananas. Too many explorers. I'm playing Russia. Go away. Oh, that's yeah. I'm having nightmares about this additional loss condition. All right. Well, crap. It's a technical term. I think one. Oh, this is crazy. I don't feel good about my chances. I'm not gonna lie. Ugh. This is bad. It's not gonna build anyway because of the disease. I have 2 powers. Alright. I'm going to. I know what I'm doing with Shroud. I'm going to move this presence here for suffocating Shroud. Again, you can move it into an adjacent land, and then I'm going to push this Dahan. I'll push the healthy Dahan here. That's one. With Lost in the Swirling Haze. And then I'm going to target this land. And then I'm going to target land 2. I'm going to move a presence into an adjacent land. I'm going to do 1 damage in land 2. So the strifed city has 1 damage. That's done. And now I guess I'm pushing these guys out. The question is where, because woof. It's almost like I need to reclaim a Shroud just to get Scream Disease, but that means I'm not. I really want to get this top track just cleared the heck off. Right now, a build is like, that's a disease. So assuming that the event doesn't mess that's 3 towns here, 2 towns here, and 2 towns there, 7 towns. And then you're going to have the stage 2 escalation. So you're looking at as many as 9 towns. That's game end right there. Let 1 blight. I really don't want to put more towns inland. I don't want to put another explorer into there. So I'm going to do Amorphous. I'm going to move this presence here. I'm going to generate 2 fear. That's a fear card. And I can push. I can target any spirits. I'm going to target myself. I'm going to push 1 explorer in town from any of my lands. I'm going to push it over there. All right. Time passes. When time passes, I have 3 lands that Shroud has presence in that have injured invaders. So that's 3 fear. They don't heal. Nothing else on the board has to heal. My Dahan doesn't heal. Since there are at least 3 lands, I also get 1 energy. These get discarded here. These get discarded here. And we go to the next round. Steven, don't forget your fear card. I think I remember that. Thank you. Oh boy. All right. I am gonna blitz top track here. I think I just need to gamble. If I don't have a fast power, I'm gonna lose that presence in 1. So I could do. No, I want the guarantee. Well, let me get the. I'm just doing 2 presents. Right? Oh, I'm not even getting a power card. Oof. That's interesting. I could do top track again, get another power card. Really prolong. I would just need a card with a moon. I get the 2 energy. I have the 1. I'll actually be able to play Dissolving Vapors, which could be good. Do want to get that air. It's my problem, Shroud. I always have illusions of like getting this cleared out in 3 turns, and then I end up keep getting power cards. Like Gift of Power or something like that would be amazing with Shroud. So I'm developing so slow. That's there's a moon for you. There's a moon. If I cleared that off, yeah, Dissolving Vapors doesn't have a moon. It just feels so weak to reclaim right now. It feels so weak to reclaim. Ugh. Alright. Let me gain a power card. I keep trying to talk myself out of it, and I just keep ending up doing the same thing over and over. So I'm gonna get the 2 presents here. I'm gaining a minor power. I would like a moon. Drift down into slumber. Defend 4 in a jungle or sands is helpful to defend 1. Otherwise, it's like enticing splendor. Moon me. There's a moon. Portents of disaster. The next time an invader is destroyed in a target land, gain 1 fear and then 2 fear on top of that. You could definitely do worse than blitzing some fear. And then Shadows of the Burning Forest. Let me get back to 3 cameras here. 2 fear of target land is a mountain or a jungle. Push 1 explorer and 1 town. It also has a fire. My AC just kicked on. I will turn you off. Portents of disaster being a fast power is nice. It does have an air too. Air as well. So that's nice. I think I do Portents of Disaster. As much as Shadows of the Burning Forest is enticing. Man, there's so many explorers. Alright, that's out. I'm going to play Dissolving Vapors for 2. Again, that was a 2 energy from the presence track. There's no fire there, so I get another energy. And I'm going to put this presence in land 2. You don't know where I'm destroying things, so I got to figure that out. Element check, it's 1, 2, 2. So we have both levels of this again. Yeah, getting up to the next level with him would be great, but realistically, I'm gonna have to reclaim cards. Then maybe I can clear both of those off. Like Growth Through Sacrifice would be amazing with Shroud. I'm just like really scuffling. I feel like. All right, we go to Shadows. Shadows has to reclaim cards. I'm gonna get 1 energy from the presence track. And it's kind of feeling like Major's time. I get a minor this turn to get a major next turn, because I don't really want to lose all those moons. Those moon fire combos are really strong. So I get a minor this turn, then I could start. I could open up that. That's 3 energy around. Then I can get the 3 card plays a turn. Let me get a minor. Maybe I'll get Growth Through Sacrifice. So reclaiming cards. These all go here. Minor power. Moonfire combos are the nuts. Rat Scout for Raised by Darkness for each Dahan. 1 damage to a town or city. And then, or 1 fear gather up to 2 Dahan. That is a slow power. It does have a moon. The Twilight Fob brings madness. Add a disease. Push 1 Dahan. Each remaining Dahan takes 1 damage. Or is I add a strife? I'm sorry. Push 1 Dahan. Each remaining Dahan takes 1 damage. Haunted by Primal Memories. 1 fear, defend 3. If beasts are present, plus 2 fear. 2 away from a sacred site. I don't think defend 3 is gonna be enough. And then Drought, destroy 3 towns, 1 damage each town or city, add a blight. If I have 3 sun, add a fire. Or add a fire. Wolf. My brain, guys. Destroy a city. I only have Ravages in 2 places right now. The bigger problem is the 17 towns that are about to get built. $17. Tempted to take Drought. There's 3 towns will build there. I can kill them all. It means I would have Darkness Swallows, but I'm not really sure Darkness Swallows is helping me all that much right now. And then I could just drop this if I get a major next turn. I think that's the play. The defend 3 doesn't do much for me. Alright, Drought it is. And then I hope this isn't sands or jungles, because I really don't want to have to deal with those clowns. I don't think I can't remember the last time I played Drought. But just to get the 3 towns back, I have to add a blight. 1 damage to each town or city. Yeah, I'm gonna have a drought in the wetlands. It happens, man. Those riverbeds dry the heck up. It's a problem. Alright, so I'm playing that, and then since I'm not doing Darkness Swallows, I could set up a level 3 Darkness Swallows, or level 2 Darkness Swallows. I should probably play, well, I want to play that anyway. I want to play Concealing Shadows. So, did I take the 1 energy from the presence track? I would have gotten 3 the first turn. I would have gotten 4 the second turn. That's 7. I paid 3, so I would have had 4 left. It didn't gain any other energy, right? Yes, I must have taken the 1 for the presence track. 3. Yes, I would have gotten 8 money total, and I would have spent 3. If I didn't take that money, if someone could let me know. I'm pretty sure I took it. Alright, so that's fine. Right, nothing gave me energy. Did I get energy? Did you give me energy? No, I generated the fear because I had a sacred site. That sounds about right. Get this, left 7. This could be interesting. I'm probably going Blighted Island, but that's expected. All right, Portents of Disaster, 1 away from a sacred site. I'm going to generate 2 fear. I'm going to move this presence out of there because I'm targeting there, so I can move into adjacent. I still meet the targeting instructions. The next time something is destroyed in 1, I get a fear. So I'm going to put a reminder here and here. I'm going to use Amorphous to move this presence here. Probably sacrificing that presence. Actually, let me not do that. I'm going to use Amorphous. I'll put this presence here. That saves that presence would have died otherwise with Drought. I could have moved it with Amorphous in the next phase, but I think that makes the most sense. So again, I can use 1 presence anywhere, and I add them with the Dahan. At least 1 Dahan. Dahan, I don't know. I can't speak sometimes. And then concealing shadows, range 0, 1 fear. Dahan don't take any damage. I'll come back to the double camera. Gabrielle says you took the energy from the track. Thank you, sir. Yeah, this game state is nuts. I'm gonna need some help, man. I mean, I'm really worried I'm gonna run out of towns. I mean, yeah, that depends on that level 2 escalation. I would not mind coastal lands right now. I really want it. I got 1 fear card. Let's hope for the best. All right. Event. Don't do it to me. Booyah. Gradual corruption. Add a blight to a land with cities and towns. Spirits may prevent this in any old boards by playing X energy per board to protect, or X the number of cards in the invader discard. There's 1 on the discard, so 1 energy from each of them. Let's prevent that garbage. Thank you very much. Fatalities rise in each land with disease. 1 damage to each invader and 1 damage to each Dahan. Remove 1 disease from each land where this destroys any cities or towns. Interesting. I only have disease 1 place on the board. So this city is now down to 1 health. These 2 towns, these 2 explorers go away. But these 2 Dahan also get injured. Remember, they're not going to heal. So that's a thing. It did not destroy a city or town, so the disease stays. That's thematically, that's some cool stuff going on there. Blessings of depressing stuff, but cool stuff. Blessings of bounty and health. Each sphere may add 1 Dahan to any of its lands with Dahan. I will add a Dahan to 1 for shadows, and I will add a Dahan to uh, 3 with Shroud. Fear card. Dahan disheartened or enheartened. Each player may push 1 Dahan from a land with invaders or gather 1 of Dahan into a land. Each player may push 1 Dahan from a land with invaders or gather 1 Dahan into a land with invaders. Yeah, these invader steps are going to be bad. This was not the fear card of dreams. It's really going to come down to this Blighted Island card. Crap. I will gather. I gotta start getting these Dahan more engaged. I'm gonna gather a Dahan into here. All right, Rabbit Step. Blight in 1. Nothing here. Blight over here. That kills my presence. Does not harm the Dahan. The Dahan fight back. Oh, there's 2 towns. That's helpful. 2 fear card. So that's a lot of blight in the mountains. Thank you, Concealing Shadows. We go to the build step. We get the disease off of 2. So that's set up. I mean, that city is going to die multiple ways next turn. I'm going to get a town. 2 explorers go away. 2 more towns. A town. Explorer goes away. Another town. A town. Explorer goes away. Another town. Explore step. Wetlands. Woof. Well, 1 explorer. 1 explorer. 1 explorer. 1 explorer. After the explore step, I have to either add a town. Yeah, that's funny. Or I have to add a blight because they already have cities and towns. So I'm actually asking 2 more blight. That ain't great. And I don't want to lose any of Shroud's presence. So, and I'm about to add another blight there. Wow. He does not need a sacred site. All right, I'm going to add a blight here. That before it destroys his presence, we flip over the blighted island card. Blighted island card is disintegrating ecosystem. Immediately on each board, destroy 1 disease or 1 beast. I only have 1 beast left on the island. Then add a blight to a land with cities and towns. Wow. Oh, that's bad. All right. So I have to add a blight to a land with cities and towns on each board. I'm going to have no choice but the Cascade. Unless I don't play Drought. That is a rough blight card. Remember, I can't heal blight because of slow healing ecosystem. That's just a really bad blight card, especially for the 1 game I take Drought. I can't even play it. I have to play it. I have to get rid of those towns. I'm going to have to add this here. And this here. It's so bad. Yeah, it's fine. This here, I lose this presence. And then continue to go back to where I was. I'm going to lose this presence because that blight hit that. I don't want a blight cascade. I could move that off of there. So that's everything. Why was I adding that blight there? I remember. Oh, I was adding the blight there because of oh. I was adding the blight there because of the escalation. Right. I was like, why was there a blight there? That does come from the card too, which is rough. So I only have 4 more blight on the card per player because we had the 5 to start the game. So it should be 7 on the. There should be 9 on the board right now. There is. We're gonna have to put. So 2 of those came from the flipped over card. So there's 8 more on the card. And 1 and 2. That's correct. So this blight can go away. We're going to advance the invader cards. And then when they advance, we're going to add a explorer to 2 lands that don't have them. 1 land on each board. I will add an explorer here. I'll add explorer to 4, and I'll add an explorer to 5. Invader cards already advanced. Alright, I have to do drought. I'm going to do 3. I'm going to destroy 3 towns. It's 3 fear. That's a blight and a cascade. Oh, let me do Amorphous first. So that could cascade there. So blight, I'm going to use Amorphous. I'm going to put this here. That will cascade there. Got the 3 fear already. So I did Amorphous, moved that, and then I just blight cascaded there. We have 6 blight left on the card. Or I could even move here. Yeah, I'll move there just in case. Maybe I get like some kind of major defend. And I think these 2 stupid explorers. Maybe I'll be able to destroy them. It's a fast power. And then the only thing I'll have to worry about is 3. So I think what I do is I wipe out 7. Yeah, I'm going to use Mischief and Flow and move this presence in here. 1 fear off the top. 1 damage to each invader. I'm going to do Suffocating Shroud. 1 damage. That's a fear. Kills that town. This guy's going to die with the Slave Rebellion. Do want to leave. Those Dahan aren't going to heal, but they're still going to kill him with Slave Rebellion. It is what it is. And then I'm going to do Lost in the Swirling Haze. I'm going to target Jason to here. I could push a Dahan. Don't think I want to move. I don't want to move those Dahan from there. So that's totally good. So I didn't destroy another invader there, so I never got the extra fear from Portents of Disaster. I did Dissolving Vapors. I did all of this. It's a little bit of a blight fiasco, but I don't hate the game state, all things considering. Time passes, these go away. I have 3 lands where Shroud still has presence. That's 3 more fear. That's a fear card. And Shroud gets $1. These go away. gonna go to this. Maurice, what's up, man? What's up, man? I'll have to give this a shout while playing solo. I wasn't too impressed while playing a co-op. On paper, it should be a favorite of mine, but it's been okay so far. Yeah, Maurice. So Maurice is a content creator. Everyone, Marvel Champions. I know he's done a bit of. So anyone kind of looking into that game, looking for more Marvel Champions content, definitely recommend him. But yeah, dude. This is it was a what's the word? An acquired taste for me as well. I guess that's not a word. That's two words. That's a phrase. Um, so I would just give it some time. I mean, the base game alone is a little rough too. Like I love it with Branch and Claw. Before Branch and Claw, I liked it. Like I was engaged by it, but it wasn't like a favorite game. And then it like shot up my favorite game list as soon as I added Branch and Claw. The base game is very deterministic by itself, and that is what some people love. I mean, there are people that really don't like the Branch and Claw expansion. They don't like the events, but I would definitely you gotta give this game a little time, and in the end, that might just never be your thing, and that makes sense to me as well. But this game is pretty awesome. Co-op, I also wouldn't play it more than two, more than three as you're learning. If you were playing like a 4, 5, 6 player co-op, like those are very long games, and there's a lot of it could be a big miss. It depends on the group. Especially if you have a group that struggles with AP at all, like analysis paralysis. Oof, yeah, good luck. But yeah, 2 or 3, this game really shines, and then 1, I absolutely love it, like two-handed or true solo. Maurice Andrews, I love deck building in Euros and its co-op, and it so surprised me that I wasn't impressed. I'll have to check it out with the expansion then. Thanks, bro. Yeah, no doubt, man. I would definitely recommend Branch and Claw. And then Jagged Earth adds a whole bunch. Like if you like Branch and Claw, Jagged Earth's like more. The expansions are excellent. Excellent, excellent. All right. So here's where we're at. We're in Tower level 2. I have 2 fear cards earned. We have the Slave Rebellion card that we can count on. That's going to do some good things for us. I have a ton of blight on the board, and that's un problemo. I'm going to do growth. I know what I'm doing with shadows, so let me get there first. I'm going to do growth option 2. I'm going to get this off there. I don't know where I'm putting that presence yet, but it's range 1. I'm going to forget a card. I have to forget Drought, considering my blight situation, and let's look at my majors. We have Cleansing Floods. Fine, it just completely misses me with elements, but getting a blight off the board, oof, not the worst idea ever. Pyroclastic Flow. 2 damage, destroy all explorers of target land is no. I just can't. I can't. I don't even have the earth. Skeps. Melt earth into quicksand. So it has a moon. 1 fear, 2 damage, isolate target land after invaders or Dahan are moved into target land, destroy them. Oh, that's an interesting. The 2 fast damage is nice. Yeah, we'll see. And then Tigers hunting. 1 away from. I can't target a land with blight. It's just these are not the things of dreams. I really want a moon. Isolation could be good. I'm just never gonna get the kicker. Like ever. Ever. That's a fear play. I'm getting 3 energy from the presence track. I did not take that yet. I'm gonna take that now. I had 4. I had to spend the 1 because of the event card last turn. This intrigues me. I don't love it, but I do like the idea of isolating. I need the moon. This without a moon, I can't do this. Two fear. This is not gonna work. Tiger's hunting's not. It's just there's too much blight on the island to really be considering it. Cleansing floods is interesting. The reality is I need this will be cleared out before the build. Can I get to a place where I can clear this out? And I need the moon to trigger the second level of Darkness Swallows. Oh, and I only have. Oh, never mind. I need the second level of Darkness Swallows. I'm gonna get the major, but I'm only getting one energy. Yeah, so I'm not playing this card this turn, no matter what I get. Which kind of changes the analysis a little bit. Do I have another Earth? Yeah, because I have the 3 cards to give me the second level of Darkness Swallows. So never mind. I needed the 3 card plays. Stop cheating, Greg. All right, excellent. Yeah. None of these are amazing. I'm gonna have to reclaim cards after this turn. I just don't see Pyroclastic Flow ever being what I want it to be. Tiger's Hunting is super cheap and has a moon, gives me some beast back on the board, but it just doesn't let me target a land with Blight, which is going to be a lot of my lands. I will. I need a presence in a jungle. I just have no beast on the board, so that 1 damage for beasts is going to be super, super weak. I'm going to take Melt Earth. I forgot a card. I'm not playing it this turn because I don't have the energy. I'm going to play these 3 cards. I'm going to break that up, make some change. Melt Earth is going to go over here. And 1, 2, 3. I have Tinder Hot. I mean, I don't know. I block user from channel and it just doesn't let us. Report. Pornography. Get out. Okay. Ding. Hide user. Great. It was 3 players each time. Yeah, I would recommend 2 or even true solo. I also wouldn't call this a. I mean, it is a deck builder. Like you're gaining powers, but it's kind of like a deck builder, like the way Maze Knight's a deck builder. Like you're gaining powers over time. It's not like a true deck buildery experience. You know, when I think deck builder, I think Clank. I think Dominion, obviously Ascension, even like Great Western Trail, like something like that. But you're not really going through your powers quick enough to really get that true deck buildery feel. But I got three moon, 2 fire, and 2 air. Gonna get second level of Darkness Swallows. I still have both my Amorphous abilities too. I have to add this presence on the board. I need a Sacred Site here to do what I want, so I'll just go ahead and do that. Yeah, this is a problem. I just don't have much I can do about it. I have 2 fear cards. I'm gonna have to hope for like the defend and the coastal lands card. I am Terror level 2. There's just really nothing I can do. So that's fine. What am I doing with Shroud? Shroud's reclaiming cards. Portents of Disaster, Dissolving Vapor, Scream Disease into the Wind, the Fog. So I'll put his unique powers in the front and his special powers behind, or his acquired powers behind. We're going to gain a power card. I'm going to get 2 energy from the presence track. Tempted to get a major with him. I don't see how these minors are going to work. But at least if I get a major, I can start like defining my strategy. Yeah, let me get a major. That way I can really just start spamming this. I'm not going to want to do this much at all. So, major for the win. So, Storm Swath. It has a fire, so that's not great. 2 fear both origin land and target land, 1 damage to each invader. Oh, that's enticing. If I have 2 fire, I will not have 2 fire. The 1 damage to each invader, especially with all these explorers. Oof. Could be nice, but it's slow. Vengeance of the Dead. Okay, next. The Wounded Wild has a fire. Come on, man. All 4 of them have fires. Oh, hello. Unrelenting Growth. Target spirit adds 2 presence and 1 wild to a land at 1 away. In that land, I will never get the kicker. Yeah, I'm never getting the kicker. The Wounded Wilds is enticing. These are just bad cards. I think I take Storm Swath. Unrelenting Growth. I mean, they're bad cards for a Shroud. Unrelenting Growth is enticing as I get these 2 off, but like, oh man, doesn't do. I mean, I'm in like jeopardy now. Like, I don't know if I have the patience. The 1 damage to each invader would just kill so many freaking explorers. And really make this board a lot more manageable. And it stacks well with the rest of my powers. It also has the air, which would trigger Suffocating Shroud this turn. I'm really think it goes hard to turn down. I don't know if I have the luxury of playing that right now. Based on game state. So is what it is. I might regret it. I'm gonna play that and Scream Disease. Oh, I don't have a moon. Does any of this have a moon? Vengeance of the Dead had a moon, so I don't get the energy because this stupid thing had a fire. I have to lose a power card. I'm pretty much planning to lose Portents of Disaster. I do want a moon. Play. The fog closes in. That's probably going to blight. If it builds too, that's going to be another town in the adjacent land without towns. Which I can just put it in 2, which isn't the worst. That's fine. So, I'm playing Storm Swath. And the fog closes in. That is all my energy. Element check, so 1, 2, 3. So I have this. And I actually have the 2nd level of Lost in a Swirling Haze. And I already did the element check over here, 2nd level for Darkness Swallows. Alright. My head hurts. Crops wither and fade. Ooh. I'm going to use Amorphous to move this here. Darkness Walls are unwary. I'm gathering an Explorer. I'm destroying up to 2 Explorers. And that's 2 fear. Let me get back to the 2 cameras. Done. So I had to gather that Explorer. That's not optional. But that builds, I have Mantle of Dread. I can get rid of it. And again, I would not mind. I would not mind the Coastal Lands card. Okay, so that will be a thing. I have no other fast powers. Help me. All right. We're going to get the event Act Surprised Slave Rebellion. It is stage 1. I'm going to add on each board. I'm adding a strife to a town. I'm going to add a strife to this clown here. I'm adding a strife to one of these towns here. After finishing this event, draw another one, then return this card to the event deck as per setup, because we're still in stage 2. Aid the Uprising. Invaders with strife take 1 damage per Dahan present. This dude is dead. Add 1 Dahan per town or city this destroys, so this gets added. Runaway Dahan. He's like, no! Why would I go into this land with... Oh, this guy would have healed because there's no presence there. Excellent. So that Dahan is back, and this can come off. All right. So that's 2 fear because I destroyed a city. So 4 in the generated. This takes 1 damage because there's only 1 Dahan there. A second Dahan would have been super nice. And there's 3 Dahan here. This town is destroyed. So 1 more fear. And we added Dahan here. We draw the next card. And then we put this back in as per setup. So we'll see this again in turn 8. If we survive that long. It's not looking great. Farmers seek the Dahan for aid. The Han are uncertain whether to teach the invaders farming techniques more in tune with the island's life. You recommend that they spurn the invaders 2 damage to Dahan in a land with cities or towns. Add 1 town to a land with at least 2 Dahan. Woof. With at least 2 cities and towns. Woof. Towns and cities have -1 health to a minimum of 1 until the end of the turn. Have I said woof yet? I think I have to do it. Or teach the invaders, add a talent to a land with the Dahan, and then the next normal rouser is a build. I cannot double build. If I double build in wetlands, city town, city town, city town plus city, and since I added 2 cities, I have to add 2 more towns. So it'll be city town, 2 towns and 2 cities. In so many lands that I have to gamble. It's so crazy though. Kill that Dahan. Light. Play Cascade, Cascade. Ugh. So bad, dude. Alright. I'm doing option 1. I'm doing 2 damage to a Dahan, and it's gonna be bad. I have to gamble. I have no real choice right now. I might be able to. I mean, I only have this one city on the board. Oh, that's sick. Oh, that's gonna kill a bunch of towns. If this goes well, I have a really weird outside chance of just sneaking into a Terror level 2 victory. So 2 damage to Dahan of the land with cities and towns. It doesn't exist on board A, and board F, it kills that Dahan. So I'm making a very Hail Mary play right now. I have to add a blight to a land with at least 2 cities and towns. That's only existing in land 3 here that kills the presence. And I have to add I have to do it over here. It only exists here. And that means I have to cascade to here and cascade. Oops. Runaway blight. Struggling. Got butterfingers today, kids. And that's going to go over here. So I have 2 blight left on the card. Towns and cities have -1 health to a minimum of 1. This town dies. This town dies. This town dies. So that's 3 towns back on the thing. That's 3 fear. That's a fear card. So I have 3 Terror level 2 fear cards. All right. We go down here. On half the boards, rounding up, add a disease to a land with both Dahan and invaders. 2 damage to Dahan there. I don't have many places where that applies. I will add a disease here. And a disease here. I'm going to kill this Dahan and kill this Dahan. Fear cards. 3 of them. Communities in disarray. Each town or city deals 1 damage less during Ravage. Invaders are going to heal damage at the end of the turn. So I'm going to put this here as a reminder that the Ravage is affected. And I'll just keep this out for now. Panic. Each player has a strife in a land with Beast, Disease, or Dahan. For the rest of the turn, invaders have -1 health per strife to a minimum of 1. Well. Remember, cities and towns, because of the event card, have -1 health. I can't add that here. This guy's dead because he had -1 health to a minimum of 1 at the end of the turn. Oh, and then the strife -1 health. So right, okay. So he would actually, if he takes 1 damage, he's dead. So he still hasn't taken a damage. This isn't that helpful, unfortunately. I mean, I could do this to save one of those Dahan from dying during the Ravage. And yeah, this has not been the thing of dreams, this card so far. Would have been nice if it was Presence. For the rest of this turn, it's not great. I'll just put this strife over here. It just is what it is. I don't have many good options. I can't add it there, which would have been ideal. So those 2 fear cards are not amazing. So last chance for something great. Each player may replace 1 explorer, one town with an explorer at a coastal land. That is gonna blight. Shoot, I'm dead. That's blight cascade in 3. I had 3 chances. I had 3 chances for something good, but it just did not happen because those would become explorers. But immediately, yeah, I just needed like a defend 2. I needed each invader to do something. I mean, the crazy thing is I have all 14 towns over here. The only thing preventing me from winning is this city. That's super nuts. It's 3 damage there. I'm not defended at all. Light Cascade, game over. I mean, where's the defend on the coast? None of these would have helped. Oh. Discord would have been good. Each invader takes 1 damage per strife it has. Defend 2 in coastal lands. I'm curious for my own notifications. Say this was this. Defend 2 in coastal lands. I mean, this is part of like the Shroud thing, right? Like if you don't if the fear cards don't hit you just right, you're just not in great shape. So if I had defend 2 in coastal lands, once you carry out the Ravage, this is defended. This guy dies because he gets retaliated on by the Dahan. This guy doesn't do anything. We do the build step. We're going to get 3 towns. 2, 1, 2. Nothing anywhere else. Explore step is coastal lands. Oh, that would have been perfect because it would not have added any towns because of the escalation. So 1, 2, 1, 1, 1, 2, 1, 2, 1, 2. Invader cards would have advanced. I have to add a explorer to a land that doesn't have any. Could add that there. I mean, basically at this point, I'd just be blitzing for a level 2 victory. Um, Sacred Site, Sacred Site. I wonder if I can get the Shroud over there quick enough. Get a bunch of fear. Yeah, this would be an interesting puzzle because they're basically like I'm trying to kill this city, these 2 towns, and that town. Sounds easy. 2 fear. It's a wetland. It's not a wetland. I could only target wetlands. Origin land. Damage each invader. One damage. I could have used a morph. No, I could have used Mantle of Dread, got 2 fear, pushed these over here. I could use Amorphous to move this presence here. I could use this to get 2 fear, turn this city into a town. We could have done Favors Call do really anywhere. I could have just gathered if I just gathered 4 in there, it doesn't really matter. I'm not going to get the 3 fear, but I'm not really chasing fear right now. I'm just chasing damage. And the real question is, could I have moved the mist back quick enough? If I did Lost in a Swirling Haze, I could have gotten this presence here and pushed up to 2. I just wanted to push anything. I could get suffocating both origin land. 1 damage to a different invader. Push those in there. That's crazy. I don't even know if I can get my shroud over here quick enough. One damage. If I go here with this presence. Yeah, I think I'm just too far away. I'm too far away. Oh, that's an interesting puzzle. They're ravaging in in wetlands next turn. Yeah, I don't think I'd be able to pull it off even that way. I mean, 2 damage is pretty strong with melt, earth, and a quicksand. Have to. I'd have to move this here to do Storm Swath. 2 fear in both Origin Land and Target Land, 1 damage each. Obviously, I'm just getting the damage here. So 1 damage each invader. So all 3 of these explorers are dead. So we have basically 5 towns left, 4 of them which have 1 damage each. I can do Suffocating Shroud to get 1 damage here. And then I would be able to do the Fog Closes In. I can move this in here, do 1 damage. I have 2 lands that are adjacent with my presence, so I can kill those 2 towns. That'd be 2 fear and a fear card. Then we'd have to go back to fast powers. The time would pass. I have 1 land with an engine invader with Shroud's presence, so there's only 1 fear off the top there. No energy, so he's kind of broke. Amorphous would reset. These Dahan would finally heal. Excuse me. These come off. This was kind of garbage. Yeah, those fear cards were just really bad. Like, I'm wondering if I would have been able to pull this off. This is like this is just like a mental exercise. Wondering if I could have gotten defend 2 if I could actually find a way to pull this off. And now, oh, I have no Dahan there. I have that. Yeah, I should have been able to pull it off this way. I do 2 presents. I get them here. I get 2 energy from the presence track. I get a move a presence. I'll move this presence here. I have this. I can target this land with both these powers. It would ultimately give me a defend 3. It would generate 3 more fear. With a billion Dahan in there. So if a presence would be destroyed, I could push it. And that would just cost me the 1. And element check, it's a lot of elements. So it's basically 3-2-2. So I want the air. Give me 2-3-2, which is even better. And there's the 1-2 there. That would be Shroud's turn. If I add a presence over here with shadows, I would take a minor. I could do. Nope, that's. Oh. That's sick. This comes off. Sky stretches to shore. Now I could add this presence here. I get 3 energy and 3 energy. I don't think I would want. Yeah, I could take Guardian Serpents. We have this. That'd be 4 and 1. I can target Shroud with Guardian Serpents. I can give him a beast. Since he has a sacred site there, it's defend 4 more, so he's defending 7 there. And then I could target a wetland with Melt Earth into Quicksand, so that's a fear, 2 damage. These are both injured. They didn't heal because Shroud had presence there. So those are dead. That's 2 more fear. And then this land would be isolated. So at that point, you would go to the event card and just hope it doesn't mess you up. Rising Interesting Island. Your island is unlike any of the invaders I've seen. I can either ignore their curiosity, return the top card in the invader deck to the box. Nope. Or I can spend 8 energy aided by air to return the top fear card to the box. And during the next Nora Ravage, each city or town does +1 damage. Great. I'll forget those 2 cards. That's going to give me the 8 energy. Add a beast to a jungle without blight. That doesn't exist on that board. It does exist over there. Traps and snares on each board. Add a wilds to a land with the Han. Wilds. That would be done. Fear card. Oh, we're not even. Oops. I had this all messed up. Oh, I screwed this up. I was thinking they were ravaging there. They're not. They're building. Yeah, I screwed this up. Oops, that was silly. I could have gotten his presence in here, but then I don't have the 2 damage to do there. Yeah, never mind. I'm still in trouble. Everything's in the build in the coastal lands. I was thinking that it was ravaging here. I was just doing this too quick. So it's actually ravaging there. So how I would have gotten 2 damage in there would have been bad. So that town would not have been destroyed. So nothing took away a town at all. And since that town wasn't destroyed, everything else would build. Yep, that's it. That was game. Just didn't happen. I was basically, I needed the defend too. I think if I had thought about it different, there might have been a different way to pull that off. I just don't know how you get that town out of there. The other thing I could have done is when I had last turn Mantle of Dread, I could have pushed it out of well, that was a city at the time. But if I had comboed those, knowing I had a damage in wetlands, if I had comboed those, what I could have done is turn that city into a town. And then, so I could have done Mantle, I could have done these in different orders. I could have done Crops, Wither, and Fade first, turn that city into a town, and then I could have done Mantle of Dread, put that all in there. That's the smarter play. And then I would just have a Explorer in town there. I had a Explorer town there. I could have used Melters and Quicksand there, killed that, and then I could have had the getting the Han into there would have been a problem though, because I think I had 3 there. So I don't know if I would have gotten I could have gathered this Dahan into here, had a bunch of Shroud's presence in there, doing all the Shroud stuff, and then he's defended 1 billion, and then they ravaged there first, and then that town would be destroyed from there. Would have been a better. And that, oh yeah, it was 2 damage to everything there, so it would have been a better thing. I could have set it up that I could have actually destroyed everything in 3 finally, with at least 1 Dahan, and then I could use Kirkstone to kill that. So the win was there for sure if I took my time and I was focusing on jungle because I was just, again, I had a brain fart. But I really needed that defend 2 and land 3. But you can see the power. I mean, it is a Shroud game, though. I mean, every time you play with Shroud, like if you don't get the right event card, the fear cards, like I literally. Theological Strife was fine. Panic added a Strife, but even that wasn't great. Yeah, these 3 cards were not what I needed at all. At all, at all. You know, I like the decision to gamble with the Farmers seek the Han for aid. That is a rough event card to come up right then, though. But I do like that gamble because it's just the way it gave everyone -1 health. Oh, everything had -1 health. All those suckers would have died last round anyway. They wouldn't even have been there. Yeah, so I absolutely could have brought that over there and then killed this as a fast because everything would have died out of there as soon as I did the storm swath. So I just forgot about the -1 health. Yeah, so once it was 1 damage to each invader, you're essentially killing every single town. Expansion has a lot much better game with them. It's a challenge. Wouldn't it be much fun if you just won them all? Bummer, were you still very close to a victory? Says Gabriel. Yeah, no, it's there. It's definitely there. I really wish I wasn't too focused on that. I wish I remembered the -1 health. I mean, the Han seeks the Farmer seeks the Han for aid is an interesting card for sure. I wasn't even taking advantage of that benefit by the time I was trying to run through it. But the win is absolutely there. I mean, there are so many cards that give you defend 2 in the coast for stage 2. I mean, there's probably, I would say, at least a quarter of the fear deck, and like I pulled off. I mean, another Strife in that land could have been good. Anything with Dahan, if the Dahan did damage, that would have been good. Defend 2, defend 1 per Dahan, gather a Dahan, do a damage per Dahan. Like there. Oh yes, of course I had Dahan there. No, the Dahan got moved. Right? Something happened with the Dahan. Pharmacy did Dahan for aid. I had to. Did I kill my Dahan there? Yeah, 2. I had 1 Dahan there, and then it was 2 damage in a 2 Dahan in the land with cities and towns. Remove a explorer town from a coastal land. I couldn't have removed it, but I could have pushed it. Remove an explorer town from a land with strife. Remember, the town itself was only doing 1 damage because of. I did have 1 fear card, so the town was doing only 1 damage, and then the town became an explorer, which was like not useful at all. Each player may choose a land with Dahan or adjacent to at least 3 Dahan. That wasn't going to work. Yeah, these are the ones I got. Gather up to the Han, 1 damage for the Han. Defend 2 in all lands. Remove the 3 health of invaders from a land with disease, or 1 explorer from inland land. Remove 1 explorer, a town from a land matching a Ravage card. That could have been helpful. There were definitely some cards here that would have been really good. Would have been really good, but you know, Star Swath is actually a pretty sick card with Shroud, with the way he does like the 1 damage per invader stuff. That was disappointing. I mean, that would have been a really satisfying win for sure. It was a very satisfying playthrough. Like, just there was a lot of really interesting decision space. That is a lot of blight. That is an absolute ton of blight. Where again, once I make that decision with Pharmacy to the Han for aid, it's like I'm committing to trying to win Terror level 2 like right now. And the win was definitely there. I just, you know, if they were ravaging in jungles, it would have been a lot better. But they're ravaging wetlands, which again, had I realized that, it's like let me get everything out of the jungle because I know that I can do significant damage in wetlands as a fast power, and I could set up a really nice defend with Shroud as a fast power. So I knowing the cards I had, that's how that would have worked out. You just have to shift everything basically over. Um, into these two towns. And remember, I had Shroud has a presence up there, so he already had at least one presence adjacent to 5, which is like would have made things even that much easier, considering the one power that I had, where I think I just forgot it. The fog closes in, right? So I have extra ways to do damage there. And when I'm doing, oh god, I would have won. I could have done this last round even, which is really sick. Because again, had I remembered that the towns only have -1 health because of Farmer Seek to the Han, yeah, I push everything there. I do Storm Swat to kill all the towns here, and then I use Fog Closes In. I kill all the towns there, and it's game over. Like it's really silly. Yeah, I could have saved everyone 10 minutes of time. So the level 2 win was absolutely there, but again, at that point I'd already lost, so I was just kind of running through it just for my own personal edification. But I love that. I really do love what Shroud does. I think, it took me a while. I was not a huge fan of the spirit at first, but because I just didn't fully get it. But I think that power potential is there. I do wish the opening. You, I, I mean, if you there's so many things that make his opening better. Like if you get like one of those events that gives you an extra card, if you get one of those events that gets another presence off the board. Like there's like I feel like you're always like one away from an awesome opening with Shroud, like one of something, like either one card, one presence, whatever. Because it would be really nice that if you can clear off your top track before you reclaim, but you really need to get to that first thing. So if I can find a way to get 5 presents off by the time I get to my first reclaim, that would make I feel like open up the Shroud game even that much more because like that air element makes a big difference as you look at this board in your innates and stuff. So yeah, but that was cool. That was yeah, just fear cards. Yeah, I needed something. I needed something better with that fear card. I'm sad. I wish it was like each invader did -1 damage. Like communities in disarray is like, oh, each town does -1 damage is like, thanks, but that's not great. And the fact that I did the farmers made me lose that Dahan there is annoying because had I been able to keep the Dahan there, I would have been able to put a strife in that land. Um, yeah, it was rough. That was rough. Needed a magical fear card draw that just wasn't there. So, but this was a good way to end the 5-5 week. Maybe we'll do it again in the future. I don't anticipate doing 5 playthroughs in a week in the future, but crazy things happen. I'll do it like a Patreon drive or something. But I have a couple of things playing with Spirit Island. Again, I still have the extra scenarios. I still have a few more of the aspect cards to go through. We're gonna see a Earth River playthrough at some point. We're gonna see, I think, with the Great River. I want to do a Blitz scenario. I want to do a memory and uh, what's the thing with lightning? His huge, his massive lightning. Is it massive? I don't know. Whatever. One of Lightning's aspect cards. It was funny actually. Otis reached out to me and one of my patrons and was like, "Hey, I think you should do this." And I was like, I literally had it already written down in my like the Excel spreadsheet I use to kind of run the channel. So I was like, "Yeah, we're like, dude, Otis, like we're on the same page." So I want to get memory back in the channel with Lightning. I think that would really be cool, like triggering a bunch of his innates. I think I already mentioned that earlier at the start of this playthrough. So lots of cool Spirit Island stuff when I get back. We're gonna start with the Bloody Inn on. I'm not the Bloody Inn. We're gonna do Final Girl on Halloween, the other horror game I have. So Final Girl on Halloween. I got a Maze Night that'll be coming up that first week as well. I just got a review copy of um Australia that I'm excited to dig into with all the expansions. So that will be cool. That was a review copy sent to me by Stronghold and Off Duty Ninja, who handle their media stuff. So thanks to them. I got a couple more games coming. Just picked up the Lost Expedition. So should be finishing this year out really, really strong. And that's great. So I will miss you all. Don't miss me too much, but I think I gave you enough content to catch up on. While I'm gone, I will get back to as many comments as I can in the next 2 weeks. But hang tight. But any questions, comments, epiphanies, put them in the comment section below. I'll get back to you when I can. And until next time, it's going to be longer than it's been for a long time. But until next time, happy gaming.
Solo.